Right, we're back. Oh, this shower. We're gonna, first of all, sort the mess out. So like you see in the previous video, we have got the big hole. The plan today is basically to get this to a place where we can decide what we're going to do. Are we going to put a shower tray in? Are we going to tank it? Are we going to do a resin floor? We don't know yet. We haven't decided. You just have to keep on watching to see how we go with it. But I'm going to get everything out. That's all clear. What I want to do is, and I will show you. So where the floor meets there, there's nothing for me to screw the floor down to. So we're going to get this panel and this insulation panel, take them up, and then I'm going to put another bead of wood in there, screw it to the bead that's in, and what that will do is it will give me something to screw into and also screw down to as well. Just kind of makes sense to have a support there for it to screw down to. Once I've got them in, then I can negotiate the new floor. Being and bought the ply, got the ply, that's sitting there as well. Let's crack on with it. First of all, cut some beads and screw them in. So that's one insulation piece out right there, and we're basically going to be putting another bead along there to go in the van using this stuff. 25mm, stick it on so we can screw it in and put it down. So we need to cut this the same size as the hole that's in, get it in, screw it in, and go from there. And I've also got a massive cup of tea as well, because it's freezing out here. So big cup of tea, can't go wrong. And yes, I was using a metal bit to go through wood. Right, so we got that one in, got that insulation back in, so we just need to tape over all the edges now once we've got this one in, because we need to cut this down by that much so it just fits in. Right, that's cut down. That will now fit right back in there. Right, get the tape over all these joints, cover the whole area in the tape so it's all sealed and there's no any chance of any water coming through or anything wrong really. So let's get it taped up. Right, so we're simply just going to tape back up along the joints where we originally had the floor up. I wish we'd have got the tape without the backing, because peeling this stuff off is a nightmare. So I'm going to get all that along all the joints and get it all sealed back up. I went a bit mad and I covered the lot. It looks like something out of Space 1999. There's also going to be some people sitting there going, I'd have got carried away as well. Right, got the ply, cut the ply to size. Now I've just got to cut it. And I didn't think this was going to be coming out for a while, I'll be honest with you. Right, let's get cutting. I am quite aware that this isn't going to be a perfect fit, because the hole that I cut, it may go off a little bit like that. The walls might be one, you know, it's not a perfect square, but this is near enough. I know I'll have to do a little bit of minor alterations, but let's get it in and let's see how close or how far I'm out. Nearly a fatal mistake. I haven't taken the tap out. Right, gotta get underneath and undo that. Forgot about that. Imagine if I'd have left that in. What a knob. Time to go again. I reckon we'll get this in. It's literally just this edge here. This edge is fine because I can see the crack down there. It's just there. Oh, that's damn annoying. Right, I got it. It fits. So a little bit of gap here, but that's in and that is solid. I've screwed it down and then I've just literally gone over it with tape Oh, it feels so good to have the floor in. So yet again, I've gone a little bit mad with the tape, only because when you are meeting wood, it can transfer through onto your flooring. So I have, there was literally no gap. There was a bit of a gap there, which I've filled in, and then gone over with the tape. So that's all sealed, that's all fine. Gone round there, that's all fine, that's all great. This piece will be coming off and getting redone. You got to admit, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so I've got that in dry fitted, and I've also gone a little bit mad, but not mad, just to get it out the way so no damage can come to it. So I've put the floor down, just so we haven't damaged the floor up to now. So that's all down, that's all perfect. You can't even tell it's being up either, which is absolutely great. Right, the next thing we need to do is I have taken this panel off here, purely because at the very bottom where the truma come through, around there where the plastic is, because of the heat, the board had warped a little bit. So we need to figure out something, basically stop the heat from going onto the panel. I don't know whether to get a stainless steel ring and like a massive washer and put that on the board, and then the truma heater through where the heat pipe comes through. Unsure yet, but I'll figure that out once this is all done. We did take all the silicone off there, which was an absolute nightmare, but that's all fresh now, that's all fine, that can be glued back up. What I've done is I've just taken that piece in, I've cut it roughly off the other one, but then I've just re-scribed it into the edge. So we've got to take off literally this line here, and then that will scribe right into the corner there, and it will butt straight up to this panel, and then we can silicone it in. We're not going to pick up the final piece until Tuesday, so you will have to wait until next week to get the finished article. Nothing I can do about that. The guys who are making it have rushed this through for us like amazingly quick, like literally under a week, but we're still going. We're going to collect it and go from there. But it's all about getting this area correct first, so we don't have to then mess around with nothing. Go to get that cut, get that glued up, get the ceiling done, get that glued up. There's a new panel going on the ceiling as well. Right, cut that, come back in, glue this up, cut some strips, and then we'll go from there. Cut a load of pieces. We've got the plastic in place. We just need to get some silicone on here, and then what we'll do is we'll put them in there and we will bow them. That will then keep that panel pushed on and in place. I'll be using CT1 for this. Did use Sikaflex last time. With the heat it came off. Apparently everyone's telling me that CT1 is better, so we'll see. I'm probably using too much of this, but I don't really care if I'm using too much, because I'm not going to be doing it again. That's what I said last time. Right, now for the good bit. Get that on there and then brace it up with my little planks. So I'm going to put the bottom on first. Once it's on, I'm then going to push it into the corner. Don't worry, this surface is wet, but the other side isn't. See a little bit of squidge coming out the edges there, which is fantastic. Right, that's that one on. Now to get me little things. Really? Right, a little bit shorter now. That should help. And I think I'll just put a couple of clamps on this side here and then down the bottom. It's just to keep the board pushed in onto this side so it doesn't sort of come away during the night or whatever, but that should be fine.
One eternity later.
That should now all be stuck. Fingers crossed. So I'm just going to basically remove all this and hopefully, yeah, that's stuck, because some of the actual sealant has come out the side, which I'm not bothered about, that's fine. It's going to be a bit more tricky doing the roof than it will be doing the sides. I mean, if you had them, I think they call acros, are they? Keep like beams up in buildings. If you had a couple of them, that'd be perfect. But ain't got none, so got to make do with what you've got. That can come off the plastic sheeting, and then we can get a bead of silicone right the way down there, filling in any gaps. I've got the ceiling in. That's all in. Stuck up really well, and I've basically just done the same thing, but where the bow is, I've pushed the bow onto the ceiling, so I think that'll be fine. It's all meeting, it's all putting pressure up there, so yeah, I can't see that being an issue. A lot of people have been moaning at me, when's the next video? I mean, stuff like this does take time. You've got to put stuff in, you've got to let it dry. You've got to do things like that. So, plus we've been rushed through with the suppliers of the last piece of the puzzle. They have done all they can to get this turnaround within a week. Now, that's pretty good. The next video will be the finished thing. I apologise because a lot of you are waiting to see what's going in there. You will want to watch the next video. I promise you, it will be worth waiting for, because the company we've gone to, I'd never heard of them, and how I had never heard of them is beyond me, but a lot of you guys put us onto this company, so thumbs up to you lot. Just got to wait for the top to go off now, then I can take the board out, do a bit of masking, and then Monday night we're heading down south.